another woman that could take your spotlight.
Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cinda. Today what I'm doing is just trying to revive this old silk press. This silk press is about 3 weeks old. It's starting to look like a really good blowout at this point, so let's try to do a perm rod set today. So I got the perm rods. Also, I have my wide tooth comb and my Miele mousse. I really love this mousse. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is section my hair into 4 equal sections. I usually just part it with my fingers. Alright, and so what I'm doing now is just separating my hair with some hair ties and certain claw clips. Okay, so I have my hair into 4 equal sections. Now what I'm doing is just detangling it a bit. You know, it's super easy when your hair is silk pressed. What I'm going to do for each section is take a perm rod. I'm going to try to separate my hair equally so, you know, it's not too thick on the perm rod. Okay, so here I am just separating it. Alright, so for each section, I'm just going to add just a little bit of the mousse. I don't want my hair to revert too quickly before I actually get the perm rod on there. So yeah, I'm just, for the first section, I wasn't too sure on how much mousse to use. So it's really like a guess and check, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tie up my hair and add the mousse to the first section that I parted out. Oh, and the smell is amazing. I love this product so much. Alright, so that's how much I took for the first little section that I did. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it onto my ends and work it up just a little bit, not all the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and comb it through and just make sure that it's the bottom, the ends of my hair is fully coated. Okay, so this is where I struggled. So right there, I noticed that, yeah, my hair isn't going to cooperate with the rods. You see that part just straight came off the rod. All right, and so we're going to try again. We're going to go ahead and add just a little bit more mousse. What I noticed through the whole process, like with this first little section, I'm just trying to get the hang of it, but really I struggled just a little bit because, you know, with the perm, no. So as I was saying, I did struggle just a little bit on the first section just because, you know, with the old silk press, you know, you get a trim, so my ends were kind of blunt, and then on top of that, my hair is just a little bit thick. So what I found to work is just adding a little bit more mousse, and then on top of that, the ends, I tried, when I wrapped it with the corkscrew method, I tried to make sure that the ends were covered by the nets, the net section that I wrapped my hair with. Like, I would take the end of my hair, make sure it is coated with the mousse, and then when I wrapped it around, I just made sure that the next part wrapped was kind of over the ends to make sure the ends were protected. But yeah, I'm gonna try, and hopefully you can see it with this next part, or this next section that I do. All right, just adding the mousse. And you see how my ends are, like I could tell, I could just tell from there it's gonna be a struggle. All right, so what I'm doing is just adding the mousse, wrapping the ends, Just trying to, of course, make sure that. All right, I'm sorry about that. As you can see, I have a 4-year-old. He just wanted to see what I was doing. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit more mousse just to make sure that the ends are secured. And what I'm doing is just making sure it's like securely on there. I'm trying to make sure that, you know, it's kind of tucked in by the next part that I'm wrapping, or that's going over the rod. All right, and here's perm rod number 2. Like for this perm rod set, it wasn't really that hard. Really, it's just the ends that I struggle with. But really, using the corkscrew method for doing the perm rods, I feel like it always gives me the best results. I was kind of scared doing this just because I did this one. As I was saying, I had the silk press was old, but 2, I had to go into office the next day, so I had to make sure my hair, you know, at least looked decent. All right, so I'm sectioning it, just taking the part and just gonna break it into 2. Got the ends coated. And see here, just watch here and see how I try to just secure the ends, just to make sure they don't pop out or anything. Because if the ends don't look right, it just basically mess up the whole look. Okay, wrapping it, going under and over as many times as I can without it being too tight, and then adding the top. I'm just going to repeat the same thing with this section, adding the mousse. And during the process, I never went all the way up with the mousse. All right, over and under, or under and over, should I say? Under and over. All right, and under and over one more time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put on the top. Okay, so first section is done, and here is how it looks. It looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same exact thing on this side. I think for this side, since I'm literally gonna do the exact same thing, the detangling. Ooh, I had to pop those sleeves back. How to do the detangling, the separating. I'm just gonna separate into 4 sections just because I think I had exactly 16 perm rods. So that's what I separated to 4 sections, and then, you know, just use 4 in each section. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and section it. And detangle. All right, so right here, what I'm doing is just adding the mousse to the ends and just about halfway up. I noticed throughout this process that the more mousse I added, the stronger the hold was. Like when I was actually separating my curls, I did notice like the parts where I did use more mousse, the curls are like more firm, if that makes sense. So yeah, still struggling with the ends, Lord Jesus. All right, so yeah, I'm just separating it, rolling around on the rod, making sure it's secured by my hair that's going over it. Again, doing the corkscrew method, and then I'm gonna secure the top. Boom. All right, so repeating the same steps, just detangling, adding the mousse. I just love it the way that copper color looks with the black. I just think that's so cute, just a little peekaboo effect. But yeah, I had got that done when I got my hair last silk press. So yeah, adding the mousse, detangling, making sure the ends are well covered with the mousse. And I'm gonna take the perm right there and just attempt to go ahead and get on the ride. All right, so right here I'm just adding more mousse. I was just straight struggling, but yeah, I noticed that when I added more mousse, everything was easier to do. All right, so I'm wrapping again. I'm sorry about my faces. I was just making any kind of face, trying to look into the mirror just to make sure that. Jeez, okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to get that ride secured. That's all that matters, as long as the hairstyle look cute in the end. All right, so I think for the rest of this, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward just a little bit. I'm not gonna do anything differently. I may just add a little bit more mousse. But besides that, I'm really going to do the same steps. And please excuse my faces. Please. Thank you. All right, so we're finally on the last section. I just want to pop back in just because it is the last section. I just want to let you know of any changes that I did from the back part versus the fronts. All right, so nothing different, detangling. The front two sections that I did aren't as big as the ones in the back, so it's kind of easier to secure the rods. But what I'm doing is just going ahead and breaking it into 4 sections as I did with the other 2. Well, with the other 3 sections, twisting it and securing it with a clip. All right, so here, like, I'm using way more mousse than I was in the beginning. I think that was about 5 pumps versus the 1 that I was trying to do in the beginning. But yeah, the more mousse, it was way easier. And I noticed, as I was saying, in the end, they had the best hold. Like, the less I used, the easier it was to, like, kind of rake my fingers through. But the hold wasn't as good as it was with the ones with where I used more mousse. All right, and let's go ahead and get it secured on the rod. Still making sure that my ends are on the rod and tucked. I guess you could kind of see it a little better now. I'm gonna try to, okay, there we go. See, I kind of wrapped that hair around my ends just a little bit, just to make sure they stayed on there. Now, the overall time that it took for this style was about 30 minutes. It didn't take that long, which I was surprised. All right, 1 out of the 4 done. Adding a bunch of mousse again. I was really excited to see how it would turn out with just using 1 product. I haven't really added anything in my hair since I got my hair silk pressed about 3 weeks ago. So I want to see what this product could just do on my own. Also, I'm not going to sit under a dryer. I'm just going to let it dry overnight. All right, so right here I'm just adding my bonnet, just trying to make sure that all other rods are just covered by the bonnet. I don't want any of them to touch my pillowcase, of course. So yeah, I'm just tying it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Alright, so first, please excuse the little black marks on the wall. I tried to dye my hair, and somehow the bottle slipped out my hand, and it literally flew like in a circle across the wall. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, here we are the very next morning. It's really super early in the morning. The first curl is out. What I did was already oil my hair and hands with some olive oil, and I'm in a rush here, so that's why the rods are getting stuck in my hair. See, minimum frizz. I'm sure the slower I went, the less frizz I would have had, but it's very minimum. It's just where it got stuck in there. But yeah, I'm sitting here rushing through. The curls just look so pretty. I'm just so happy because it could have definitely turned out a different way, you know, and just look crazy. All right, so here I am just taking it out halfway through, looking good. I'm gonna start on the other half. If I wasn't so much in a rush, you could have seen the excitement on my face. I was just, it was a busy morning that morning. All right, so I'm just finishing up. I got a couple more left. All the curls are just intact, looking so bouncy, so defined, so shiny. That's why I love that mousse so much. The last one. Ooh, love it. And now I'm just gonna comb my fingers through my hair. As I was saying, I could tell where I use more mousse versus where I use less mousse. So yeah, just combing through with my fingers really quickly. Boom, looking fine as can be. I would definitely rate this style a 10 out of 10. It didn't take long. I only had to use one product. The takedown was nice and simple, and only took me a second to separate my curls. Yes, ma'am, loved it. All right, I'm just separating the curls just a little bit more, so I don't like Shirley Temple. But still, overall, loving the results. All right, I just want to give another look at the finished results. I'm actually just really loving it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.